Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Uncensored. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And today we have another viewer requested video that we're going to be doing. It is a hot topic that I think is very important to talk about because I think pretty much all of us face it, no matter what. There might be a very select few that don't, but they've had to really work hard to not have this happen. So you want to kick us off?
Yeah. So somebody had asked, it was multiple questions, but we've addressed all of them. Excuse me. Just got choked. They wanted to know about how spouses feel about weight gain in a marriage. And like he said, this is such a common thing. I mean, I don't think that's a problem that someone doesn't face.
Right.
And how does it change the relationship? How does it hurt the relationship? How does it help the relationship? And just kind of exploring the topic overall. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and I would almost argue that, say that you're just two very fit people and you all work out all the time and you're very physically fit. This is physical change in general too, right? I mean, it could be men with hair loss or, anything, wrinkles,
physical
older age.
appearance changes.
Exactly. So just the question specifically was about weight gain.
Yeah.
So it was, the question was specified about women weight gain in a relationship, but I argue that it's both that should be talked about. I think what comes to the social media, Daisy,
Stop that.
quit licking the floor.
Please.
Daisy.
Please stop.
I would argue what is faced with social media is definitely more pictured towards the women and the weight gain that they have. So was the question specifically me if it bothered me?
Yeah.
Okay. So to answer directly that question, of course, we're going to dive into more. It absolutely does not. Now, I know that is not the situation, I think, for every couple, but it absolutely...
Everyone has different preferences.
Right. Now, I will say when we got together, I mean, we were both in good shape, but neither one of us were skinny as a rail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we were mid-20s, and I've always liked a little thicker. You know what I'm saying? I've never wanted skin and bones. I've always had a preference of something with a little bit more behind it, if you know what I'm saying. No, but taking what my preference of, just my type was, I also, I guess, I don't want to say this in a term because I don't want other people to think that they are, but I guess I wasn't shallow enough to or blind enough to not know that once she had children, her body was going to change.
Right.
It was actually something that my stepdad sat down and talked to me about, Gary, when we were, when she was pregnant, asked her to marry her, and we were kind of in the heart of that. We were sitting in his garage one day, and he's like, her body won't ever be the same. It will not be the same as what you're used to now once she has this child. And he said, I'm not saying that in a negative way. He said, I'm basically just warning you. Don't expect her to be able to just bounce back and be like she was, because it's not going to be the way. Obviously, childbirth is traumatizing to a woman's body.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the muscle out of certain areas. And it's hard to regain that stuff back.
Yeah. I love that you had that conversation with you, though. I think that's a really important conversation for dads to have with their kids, with their sons. It's, just allowing yourself to go ahead and give her some grace and be aware of your mindset and what is going to come from the future, when your spouse does have children. And so I like that. That was really good.
Yeah. So for me, it hasn't been a bother. I will say when it comes to just physical, trying to take care of ourselves, that's always been a joint thing we've done within our marriage, because I've definitely gained weight myself. I've put on the daddy and husband weight, and it's been a constant battle to try to work that off. Thankfully, in the line of work that we do in homesteading, that helps. And then just trying to eat as well as possible. Even if we are eating garden fresh stuff and things like that, you can still eat too much of it, and it can still turn into weight. So to summarize, no, it doesn't bother me. And two, it's never really been an issue within our relationship either. I think we've both just been very respectful on both of our body changes. I mean, when she met me, my hairline was about here. I'm not one to talk. It's going pretty far back too. And she accepts me for my physical appearance changes, and I do too.
Yeah. So I guess if it bothers me that he has or hasn't gained weight, or been back and forth. No, it doesn't. I have always preferred a guy that is bigger than me, and just for protection, for warmth at night, just for cuddling, for all that. So no, it does not bother me at all, and I prefer a bigger man. and everybody has their preference, like we talked about. There was something I was going to address when you were talking. Now I got to try to think of it.
Yeah.
I remember now. Kind of what he touched on with our lifestyle and homesteading and, the physical work that we do on the daily. Something that we've always talked about is just simply being in shape. And being in shape doesn't necessarily may look like you're in shape, but as long as we can keep up with each other and our children and this farm, and if there's an emergency situation, we can get there quickly and we can haul feed and hay and all that, then that is what is important to us. And, that's like a commitment that we have going forward with each other, even in older age, is taking care of ourselves so that we will be able to continue to do that stuff and be able to keep up with each other and not have one down and the other able to, and then, vice versa in a different situation. So that's definitely a commitment that we've made always, is just being able to keep up with each other.
Extremely good point. For our size, we are very agile.
I tell him all the time, I'm like, I swear, we could probably run circles around people that are smaller than
I know. I mean, we very much are, and I don't compare us to Jay, 'cause the dude runs like 5 miles a day. But I mean, we are very agile. Like, I'm wearing the kids out. Like, when we play basketball, they're ready to tap out before I am.
Yeah.
Or when we're playing football, like we do like games when we play football outside. He has a net. If I hit it, you have to like run to the fence and back and stuff. So like, we're still doing things that are keeping us moving. And honest to goodness, our vacations, I think this is where she was heading to, but our vacations are a big like indicator for us if we need to start changing something or not. Y'all know we love going down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. That is a lot of walking, and you're in the mountains, so it ain't flat. Yeah. And so we know how well we should be able to do those hills. If that starts changing, we need to start changing it at home, because we want to continue to do this. We don't want to be having to take breaks and all that different stuff. Same when we go on cruises or anywhere, it's a lot of walking. So during those times, we're very aware on our bodies on if this is going south or north or what we're doing, and if we need to change anything at home.
Yeah.
So we're not foolish. We do know that there are a lot of spouses that do have issues with these things, and it's their reasoning isn't usually malicious. Yeah. I guess is the word I want to say. It's usually just they're trying to. Attractiveness and sexiness comes in a bunch of different forms. One of them is physical, whether we want to admit it or not. That is part of it. Now, it could be that this person, there was something about your physical attributes that was very sexy to them. And so they may be in an internal struggle because they don't want it to be a big deal, but it might be something that is bothering them. So one, I know it might feel tough, but again, open, honest conversation. They need to be able to tell you how they're feeling, or they're going to potentially find it somewhere else, whether it's with the porn that we were talking about, or they're going to have their eyes wander when they're out and about. Like, those are the things that you don't want. Be easier to have the tougher conversation together than be wondering about cheating and all this other stuff that's out there. So first off, we got to get all the cards on the table, right? Like, we have to be honest with each other if there is issues that are there. The thing about physical attributes, they can be changed. It's most all the cases, it's something that we can change by physical exercise, eating better, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be plastic surgery or lipo or different things like that. I mean, we can fix this ourselves. So I would say, if within that conversation, if you can both commit to getting in better shape, like you're both committing to this together, it's not going to hurt either one of you all to get in better health.
Right.
Period. Like, take the physicalness out of it. Exercise is a really good thing. And everything can be fixed by how much you do of that. So I would say, if you are having a spouse that is struggling within that area, so let's start with an open and honest conversation.
Yeah. And don't immediately take offense or feel like your partner is judging you or coming on too harsh. And just make them aware too, like, if that conversation is going to go ahead and happen, then you need to be open and honest too with them. And there might be something about them that you're not crazy about, and that you think could go better, and just talk about it and figure out, moving forward, how can we both do better to continue to take care of ourselves and be attractive and just all the right things for our spouse, because that is part of marriage. It's not just getting married and saying, well, they love me and they have to love me for the rest of their life now.
Yes, that's a really good point.
Yeah, you want to continue to make them love you and, make them want you and, if your body changes and there's nothing you can do about it, there are still so many other ways that you can make yourself attractive and appealing and make your husband continue to want you over and over again.
Yeah. And, obviously age is a part of this. We can't change our age. We can't help that side of things.
Thankfully, you'll get old together.
Right. You'll get old together. But there are things, too, that, there's a lot of stuff that she uses, and even the salves that we have for her skincare and things like that to just kind of help out. Just in general. I will also add, whatever you think that your spouse dislikes about you, you probably already know. Mm-hmm. Like, you've already internalized this. You see it about your own physical self, and you've just been kind of ignoring it. So you probably already know what you need to work on. But it's not, you don't need to look at it as your spouse isn't attracted to that. It's, you're already aware of it, so let's do better for our own health. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a prime example of us in general. And there's many other things I know she loves about me, but I know she loves my shoulders and my neck and kind of back area, like just everything up here. Funny enough, though, that was my biggest area I focused on when I worked out. So it was just in my chest. All of this was just an area that I worked out a lot. So when we get together, she sees the 23-year-old that's been working out basically twice a day. And I know it's something that I want to continue that being attractive to her. So I'm not a everyday worker outer. It's things that I just know I need to work on, but that's something I focus on, to be honest with you. I try to focus on that area so it continues to be attractive to her.
But I've never asked him to.
No.
That's fine.
Absolutely. And like I said, even if it just completely went away, I know that it wouldn't be a big deal to her. Mm-hmm. However, I want to work for her. I want to do this to my own body and continue to be in better health and shape, because I know it's something that she likes. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm getting at. You've probably already internalized it. There's something that your husband or wife or spouse has definitely said they like, right? And so we're the ones that look at ourselves in the mirror every day. If you start seeing that going away, we can change it. Mm-hmm. It's something we can do. I'll also add, I'll let you talk about it. So we've told you all about porch nights. I know I'm getting a little bit of beer belly. I like to have my beer, and I know beer is terrible for a gut as I get older. So it's something that I'm aware of. She used to really love wine. And, the wine is full of so much sugar, and she's made that choice to kind of cut that out. She gave it up.
It's been a year and a half.
Yeah, she still has her drink, but she's choosing something differently because it's so much sugar. And she's always, because she doesn't really eat. Her plates are so small. And even then, she hardly takes it down. She's like, I know it's the wine. And, how much have you lost since then?
Almost 50 pounds.
Yeah, almost 50 pounds. So that's the stuff.
But that was a me choice.
Yeah.
I chose that for myself and for him because I knew it would make a difference. And I knew it was something that I could do that he didn't even have to address. I just addressed it myself.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at is if you don't want to have those hard conversations, start doing something. You already can probably pinpoint some things that are going on that might be adding to weight gain or just not having physical fitness and stuff like that. You already know what those are.
And if I can give up wine, anybody can give up anything.
Yeah. she loved her wine. Man, it was sweet. She liked the Moscato. And so it was just sugar on top of sugar in that bad boy. So I hope we have addressed, first off, the person that reached out and asked that question. But secondly, if you're watching this, hopefully it's helped you some. I think this one specifically, we all know this, right? But sometimes it's good to have somebody say it to our face.
Yeah, it's just good to talk about it and hear other people talk about it.
Exactly, just to kind of maybe kick in the butt to get doing something. It's still only February, so if you had a New Year's resolution, we won't call it scratch yet. You can pick it back up already. But other than that, y'all, we really enjoyed this. Continue to ask the questions. It's been great. We love doing these videos. It's really special to us. And we're actually working on some other things for you all. Because we don't want Stivers Homestead to be the logo for this channel. So we're kind of working on logo stuff. And then we're actually going to have some products for the spouses in the bedroom.
Yes. Very
so
excited about that.
Stay tuned. It's going to be really fun.
Yep. And it won't be long. It'll be very soon.
Yeah. We've got the product made. We just kind of got to finalize labeling and things like that. And it's exciting. All right, y'all. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button for us.
We love y'all, and we will see you next time.
Yeah. To call the lines.